Today, I'm going to share a story that one of our subscribers shared with us. This is the story of how 5 words from Bible saved a life, and how one man's darkest moment became the beginning of a miracle. It starts with a stranger, a single sentence. Bear with me until the end to know what that angel said to him that changed his life forever. Imagine this, a man broken beyond repair, walking down a cracked sidewalk, his life hanging by a thread. His shoes are falling apart, his clothes filthy, his body weak from days without food. People see him coming and cross the street to avoid him. And honestly, can you blame them? He wouldn't want to be around himself either. This man was drowning in addiction, in pain, in regret. Every tattoo on his body was a mark of his mistakes, a reminder of how far he'd fallen. He was lost, completely and utterly lost. But what he didn't know was that his life was about to change forever. It started with a walk, just another day, another desperate attempt to survive. But then, something happened. Something he couldn't explain. Something divine. As he walked, he saw her, a small Hispanic lady, maybe in her 50s, with a calmness about her that stopped him in his tracks. She passed him, then suddenly stopped. He turned around, and there she was, looking up at him with eyes so kind, so full of knowing, that it sent a shiver down his spine. And then she spoke. Just 5 words, but they hit him like a thunderclap. It's time to open your Bible. He froze. How did she know? How could she possibly know about the Bible his mom had given him just 3 days earlier? The one he tossed aside, thinking it was just another attempt to fix him. But this was different. This felt like a message, a command, from something far greater than himself. He stood there, stunned, as she smiled softly and walked away, leaving him with a spark of something he hadn't felt in years. Hope. He reached into his bag and pulled out that old, worn Bible. The pages were yellowed, the cover frayed, but as he opened it, his eyes landed on a verse that seemed to leap off the page. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Tears streamed down his face. For the first time in years, he felt seen. He felt heard. It was as if God himself was speaking directly to him, saying, I see you. I know you're hurting. Let me help you. That day, he didn't buy drugs. Instead, he went home, sat on his bed, and held that Bible like it was the most precious thing in the world. He started reading, and the words, they spoke to him. They healed him. It was like God was right there whispering, I haven't given up on you. The road ahead wasn't easy. There were days when the pain was so unbearable he wanted to give up. But every time he felt like he was about to fall, something or someone would remind him that he wasn't alone. One day, sitting in a park, feeling completely isolated, a stranger sat down beside him. He didn't say much at first, but then he turned and said, God hasn't forgotten you. He's got a plan for your life. Those words became his lifeline. Over time, he began to change. His tattoos, once symbols of his mistakes, became reminders of how far he'd come. He found a church, a community, a purpose. He started praying, not just for himself, but for others who were lost, just like he had been. And then, one night, as he walked home from volunteering at a shelter, he saw him. A man sitting on the sidewalk, head in his hands, looking just like he had all those years ago. He sat down beside him, handed him a Bible, and said the words that had changed his life. It's time to open your Bible. That man, just like him, found hope in those pages. And as he watched him transform, he realized something. His story wasn't just about him. It was about all the people out there who were still lost, still broken, still waiting for someone to show them the way. It's been 6 years since that day on the sidewalk. 6 years of healing, of growth, of miracles. He's not the same person he was back then. He's not perfect. He still has his struggles, but he knows he's never alone. And that little Hispanic lady, he thinks about her often. Was she an angel, a messenger? He may never know, but what he does know is this: she was the spark that ignited his transformation. So if you're watching this, if you're feeling lost, broken, or like you're too far gone, listen closely. God is speaking to you too. He's there, in the quiet moments, in the kind words of strangers, in the verses that seem to leap off the page. He's there, waiting to give you rest, to heal your wounds, and to lead you into a life you never thought possible. Your story isn't over yet. Trust him. Answer his call, and watch as he turns your brokenness into something beautiful. If this real story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. May God bless you.